Just see what happens.
Let's see, indeed.
All right, we are on. Do you have an intro that you could give them?
Hi, I'm Rhea, and this is Brandon, and you are watching More Love with R&B. We are live today because we don't want to edit videos.
And there it is.
But we wanted to give you some content, so we're like, why don't we just go live? We'll give them what we give them. If we mess up, we mess up. It doesn't matter. We're hoping that the quality of the content is more important than the ums and the uhs. So
For sure. So I'm going to go ahead and do what most people do and try to share this. I feel like an old man. Let me see how I'm supposed to do this. Yeah. But before I do that, I want to get you going because we have been off for some time.
yeah.
And what have we been up to?
So we have been doing a lot, especially this summer, spring, summer.
Spring, summer.
Spring, summer, September. Hey Megan, you the real one. So we have been off. One of the biggest things we did was move. We sold our house, and in order to do that, we had to get everything together in the house.
Yeah.
And all the things that come with trying to get your house prepared and fixing things and all of that. So that took all of spring. And
summer.
then, well, literally at the beginning of summer, we sold the house.
That is correct.
So there's that. Then we moved into an apartment because our desire is to go for the dream house.
Yes.
And we didn't want the sale of our former house to keep us from purchasing the new one. And also, we wanted to just get into a better school area for our kids, which I'm glad we moved when we did because school is now in effect and we still haven't found a house that we want.
Right.
And we're also waiting for the rates. If you know anything about real estate, the time to buy, the time to sell, all the things, leave a comment for us because we want to make wise decisions.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, other than that, we have still been doing marriage stuff.
Yes, we have. I would even say we've done a lot more marriage stuff than we probably thought we would be doing. It just hasn't been released on camera.
Yeah.
We have probably been talking to, I don't know the number, but we've been talking to a lot of couples who are married and who are dating and wanting to be married. So therefore, we have been doing a lot of conversations, a lot of powwows.
Yeah.
And you guys know, if you have ever dated another human before, it comes with a lot of happiness and pain.
Yeah.
And so we've been walking with quite a few couples in that regard, just because we believe in community like that. You know, we are not ones to just jump on here and record videos for the sake of recording videos. Like, we believe everything that we put out there for y'all.
For sure. We've also been working on our own marriage, and just trying to like really be intentional about setting aside time for that. And with the move, and then the kids are in all these little functions and after school type things or whatever, we're like, okay, so we don't have a lot of time.
Right.
But we don't want to be hypocrites. We want to work on our marriage, and then we want to share what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and hope that it helps you guys figure out what you want to do. So yeah, that is what our summer has been like. Our spring has been like, and we're hoping to get back into it. Sorry, our son is down here.
It's okay. Off. No. Yep.
Just a little.
Other way. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're hoping that we can get back into it, and we wanted to just get motivated, which is why we're
Yeah.
doing live.
Yes. So
So there's that.
what we talking about today?
So speaking of doing life together, and talking to couples about marriage community, we thought we'd bring this topic up again. Now, if you are a real one on our channel,
Yes.
you have heard us say over and over again the importance of marriage community.
Mhm.
We even have a video entitled, I think, Marriage Community or the Importance of Marriage Community.
Mhm.
And so we thought it would be great to just rededicate and like a whole video to the importance of marriage community, some of the do's and don'ts with marriage community, as well as some of the things we found beneficial with it. So,
Okay. So I'm gonna start.
yeah.
I want to start with the importance of marriage community, like why we believe is a thing. So I would say let's just go back to the beginning of our relationship and beginning of our marriage. There was a lot that we went through that I think in the first year or two we were kind of like, this is really tough.
Yeah.
Is anybody else going through it? Like it felt like you have this feeling like it's just y'all. And I would say that I have a pretty strong personality. I might say that you have a strong personality, maybe. And so what happens is you often have two people who are both kind of fighting to have their way and have what they want. And so we would often have like these unresolved problems. And they kind of just fizzled. Some of them we swept under the rug. Some of them just continued to be problems for years. And so it never really occurred to us not to get counseling because we did do some individual counseling or whatever during that time of our marriage. But it never really occurred to us that we
We
should
did
talk.
counseling a little bit together too.
Yeah, we did. You're right.
Just a little bit.
But it never occurred to us to like just link up with another couple and like do life with them and like be vulnerable with them with regards to our marriage. And so fast forward some years. And again, I want to be very clear. That is not to say that we did not have couples who loved us and were praying over us and all that.
We just weren't walking
right
with them throughout our marriage.
Yes, we had like some check-ins here and there, but it wasn't like a, hey, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing with that thing? You know, that thing that y'all was talking about. How y'all doing with that? Like stuff like that. So fast forward a few years. I'd say we were together. We were married for about 7 years. And I'd say year 7, maybe 8 was kind of like the hardest time of our marriage. We were going through it, child. Let me tell you.
Not child.
Child. It's with the LE, not the D on it, the child. We was going through it. And so I would say, we had linked up with some friends and we kind of began this marriage community thing where we needed to be able to take our stuff and just lay it out and be like, we help. Just help. Because we were honest, we were like, yo, she's saying this, she's clearly wrong, but she's saying this, I'm saying this, clearly I'm right. But we just need somebody to tell her how wrong she was. Like, that's what I really needed. I mean,
but then we found out that I wasn't wrong at
all.
No. Just playing
anyway.
a little bit.
But we needed someone to basically check us.
Yeah.
Like, because here's my thing. If I'm checking you, I'm like, yo, Ray, you tripping, yo, you're going to believe like, no. Like, you know how you do. No. I'm not wrong. And so there were times we had level-headed conversations, but even those were like sarcastic and shady. And I'm like, we're not actually being civil right now. And so we needed somebody to come along and just kind of slow us down and help us pick apart the actual issue. It's like, you're fighting so much for this. Why?
Yeah.
You're fighting so much for this. Like, what's behind that? We weren't even doing that. But that's what, when you're this close to somebody, it's hard to take a step back and marriage community allows those people who aren't going through that at that moment to be that 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 entity that it has already stepped back,
Yeah.
that can look at us for what we are and kind of pinpoint where we need to work.
I agree with that. And I want to say, as far as our definition of marriage community, is very different than seeking like a counselor or like a couple that you're like submitting yourself under. Um, that's a little different. And do that if you have access to it, right?
Yeah.
To me, marriage community is like, friends that really get to know you, that you enjoy spending your time with, that there's like an equal back and forth. They're married. We're married.
Yeah.
When they have some issues, they can talk to us. When we have some issues, they can talk to them. I mean, we can talk to them, and they both have our best interests at heart when it comes to our marriage. So we don't have to worry about jealousies or um, inappropriate behavior or
Right.
anything like that, because our desire is to see them win at their marriage, and their desire is to see us win at our marriage. And so we can do life with one another. We can have fun, you know, vacations or just spending time with one another, right? And the thing about marriage community is we don't just go to them when there's problems. We're like hanging out and they're watching our marriage. You know what I'm saying? And we're watching them too. And so if something pops up, I'm like, well, you know what? I've seen a pattern of that. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
different. It's not like going to a counselor or going to somebody that you're submitting yourself under, that is just, you know, like a therapy session or something like that. It's
Agreed.
living your life with people, not moving in. Like don't
Right.
don't do that. But yeah, just walking your life out and having fun, being friends, eating, all the stuff. And then yeah, I think that that's really important to have.
Agreed. Um, I would say another rule that we have, like, just as a strategy for marriage community, is there was. I'm not saying we did this perfectly, but we tried to make sure that there was nothing that we would bring up within our marriage community environment that we did not already have a conversation about. There's something about blindsiding a person that is
Ugh,
just really unhealthy.
don't do it.
Because
Don't do it.
because I think we've all been there where it's like, hey, how you guys doing? And then it's like, yeah, we're doing good. And it's like, actually, and then the other person look at you like, what? Excuse, like they're already like, bro, what are you talking about? Of course it's bro, because men don't talk. So anyway, you have this situation where you have one person that is like, well, I'm glad we're all together because, and then it's just like, what is this person about to say? Like, there should never be a situation where someone has to think in this community,
Hmm.
what is this person, what is my spouse about to say? Now, it's different if you have a conversation and you say, we have financial issues. You keep spending money, we trying to save. You keep spending money, and it's frustrating me. And I'm telling you that it's not a big deal because I'm only spending small amounts, blah, 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 whatever. And then we say, you know what? Let's bring it up to our friends within our marriage community. And so then when we're bringing it up and it's like, we're getting this different perspective from people that we love and people that we trust, we can both kind of hear it because we don't need to have our guards up.
Yeah.
But the well actually kind of sends your guards up. It's like, y'all good? Yeah, we're good. Well, actually, having a problem with this spending thing. Well, bro, like, so we don't blindside each other. And again, I'm not saying that we haven't in the past. It was been very few and far between, I would say.
And I think that's why we came up with the rule, like, this is not good, because I don't want to sit here in this moment and be defensive, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, if I'm going to be blindsided, I'm going to be defensive. Like, don't do that. Like, so you're going to hold on to this
For
information
sure.
until we get in front of our friends,
For sure.
and then you're going to show off.
Not show off.
So I think after a couple of times of both of us doing that, we're like, yeah, nah, we can't. We can't do that. So since we're talking about rules, it seems like we're starting with the don'ts. Are there any more don'ts that you should not do when in marriage community?
Any more don'ts? Um, I don't know if I have any more don'ts. I have some do's. I think I'm just all over the place with my rules since we just kind of jumping in here. But do you have any more don'ts? Trying to think if I actually have any more, because I think those don'ts are pretty standard. Like, don't blindside him, um, by bringing up something that you haven't talked about with your spouse before.
Yeah.
Um,
So I would say in marriage community, to keep the community healthy, don't always use your time with the people in your marriage community to like dump, vent, complain,
ooh, that's good.
because I think that it can definitely change the dynamic in the relationship.
Yep.
And now the other couple isn't able to get what they need from you because every time you're together, you're complaining about this, that, and the third. Like, try to like work stuff out. And
Right.
if you're supposed to be meeting up with your friends to have fun, then try to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
And then if it's just something that you guys are like y'all been working at it for a while and
mhm.
you just can't figure it out, then like let them know like, hey, we want to sit and talk. And that way I feel like there can be a give and take.
Yeah, that's actually really good because I do feel like you can miss out on um growing that relationship. So it's like if you're constantly number one, if you're constantly just talking about marriage all the time, like all the time, it's like, okay, so how are you guys doing sex? And how are you guys doing finances? How are you guys doing kids? How are you guys doing living around? Like, how are y'all doing that? We need to know because we try to, like, if that's all you talk about, then like you say, it's going to change the dynamic of the relationship. If you do just have fun and spend time, that's even more so. It's a word. It's an I word. Investing.
Uh,
You are investing in that relationship because as time goes on and people get to know you, then when those questions and things comes up, people can say like, yeah, I mean, we kind of noticed that you are kind of this way. Like you're a very competitive person. So if your spouse is saying you always like to win the argument, it's probably true. And now you have people that have lived life with you
exactly.
that
That's
kind of can
see.
validate that because they,
They've seen you.
yeah,
They play games and see you.
right. They were like, wow, not playing that game anymore.
Another don't is don't rush into marriage community too fast.
Yeah.
It is important, and I do think that you should try to seek that out. But I feel like marriage community happens organically with friends that you both trust and
Mhm.
that you feel like they both trust you. So start off slow. Um, enjoy being friends. Um, pay attention to the things that you guys can offer them
Yeah.
and slowly build. And slowly have like serious conversations. It doesn't necessarily have to be marriage, but talk about like things that you believe in and the things that you like and don't like and what you've experienced just in life, just in general, and see how they respond and see it's like they have good input. They have good advice.
Mhm.
Then you can slowly start opening up your marriage. The people that you guys have seen them and we've talked about them all the time. Jay and Megan, our best friends. We've known them for years before
Yes.
we started Marriage Community. We knew that they were people of integrity. We knew how they moved, all that. So it was easy to just slide into Marriage Community with them.
Sliding.
um,
Careful.
no. And that's actually a couple of things that we did while we were on a break.
Mhm.
We did a podcast with them,
Yes,
a
we did.
couple
Yes, we did.
actually. So if you're interested in seeing that, we will put the link in the
Somewhere.
yeah, so
Look
that
for
you
the
guys
link.
can watch that because it's really fun. And but yeah, don't rush into it. Find a couple that you both trust and they trust you.
Yep.
Create a foundation and go from there.
Agreed. I like that.
Thanks.
Something is in my eye. Another do, or what are we on do's?
Sure, we can do it, dude.
Um,
Do marriage community segment.
definitely do it. But I would say on that page, sorry, this is live, so we might as well just be ourselves. I would say on that page, there are a lot of people that either both people, but typically it's like one person. It's kind of slow to do
Open
marriage
up.
community. It's like, yeah, yo, I ain't trying to open up myself to people I ain't trying to.
Wow.
Right. It's always that person. It's like, I ain't.
Moving on.
It's always that one person that's kind of like, yo, I'm not trying to get. And it's like, I understand. It's a very vulnerable thing that we're suggesting people do, which is why we say don't rush into it. But I don't really know a lot of people that have healthy marriage community that hate it.
Yeah.
I don't really know anybody actually. I think we know several people who have, you know, friends and acquaintances around them. But they have like that tight knit, either 2 or 4 other people, or even 6 other people that they all like. They go on vacations together, they talk, they have WhatsApp chats together, like they have their tribe, and they have a place where they can actually share what they're going through when they're going through it, and it's a safe space for both people. Like if I were to go and say like, "Hey, Sharea's tripping because da 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 da,"
Not you.
your first response is gonna be like, "I can't believe you told them this information," because you trust them. Like
That's true.
there's safety there. So you might not want to hear what they got to say. I might not want to hear what they got to say, but you don't feel
Like
any kind of
embarrassed
violation.
yeah,
You know,
I agree with that. Another do for me is do state your expectations within the relationship. Some people are a little bit more introverted, some are a little bit more extroverted. Some people like their home bodies, and some people like to like go out and stuff like that. And you're doing life with another couple or a couple of couples
Yep.
that all have different expectations about what this friendship is going to look like. So just have a conversation. You might just hit up with these people like once a month, right? You may talk on the phone and text to make sure that you guys are okay, and you know, check on each other's marriages and stuff like that. But y'all may only need to get together like once a month, maybe. Or it's like every weekend. I'm over your house, you over my house, and we're going out to eat. Like,
Yeah.
just clear your schedule. It's just, unless it's an emergency, you already know where you're going to be on Friday night.
Right.
And so you don't want to feel like, wow, this marriage community is great, but they are so clingy. Or, wow, this marriage community is great, but I don't ever see them. They don't care about me. You don't want that. So, you know, as you guys are like doing it, just check in and say, hey, is this vibe good for you? Do you need more? Do you need less? There's some people who may not even live close, so they can't do life like every single, you know, but they're like, okay, well, I live in like the next town over, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna call all the time. We're gonna text all the time, and then like
or video chat.
Yeah, and then like the once a month or whatever, when I can drive or you can drive or whatever, we'll hit up. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wow, speaking right there. Like I really like that because I do feel like, you know, even in our situation, and I hate to call him out, but Jay be like, so what is this?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What is this? Like I need to know. And I
But
think
that's great. You have to do
I
that.
think it's great to be direct, to be straightforward, because here's the thing that we've learned. Life is way too short to beat around the bush. And I've beat this is really bad.
Oh no.
And I've beat around several bushes. I mean that figuratively. But what I'm saying is, and we married, I don't care. What I'm saying is if anybody's going to dance around a topic, it's gonna be me. That's me. And I will just throw myself under the bus, but I'm not the only one. But if anyone's gonna dance around a topic, it's gonna be me. And so I need the straightforwardness And then also having it having it within friends that are also married, it helps me to relate to you,
Yeah.
where you might be one way where I'm a little different. It helps me understand, somebody else's perspective helps me understand me better so I can understand how to relate to you.
Yeah.
So I need the straightforwardness. I think everybody at some point needs to be like, hey, we need to be very direct. Because I think being direct helps to enhance the safety of it because there's no cloud, there's no smoke screens. Like we all know what this is.
Yeah. I agree. Another do would be do set boundaries. Now, of course, we're talking about the literal, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be like up in each other's marriages, like trying to break each other up and stuff. Like,
Mm,
set the set the
mm.
brown. Don't be doing anything inappropriate that makes it weird. Okay,
Be like, yo, why you let him treat you like that? You know what I'm saying?
like
Why you let him
don't
treat you
be that
like
person. Don't be that person.
that?
And it can get very emotional when we've created an environment where I can vent to you
Yeah.
and you understand me. Like set the boundaries, right? But also, I feel like there are boundaries that need to be made as far as like trying to save a couple. Like I love my best friend so much, right?
Mhm.
And I want their marriage to thrive. And so I might step over the line trying to make sure they do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But they gotta figure out their marriage for themselves. And so
Agreed.
I can listen to them, I can hear them out, I can give my suggestions and our point of view. I cannot fix their marriage though. They need to fix it. And so while you guys may love and care for your friends within marriage community, you gotta make sure that there's boundaries there, that you're not, while you're walking beside them, you're not in their marriage.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay?
Yeah,
Don't do that.
that's good. And I feel like we've both, we've left it up to them to do the work, and they've left it up to us to do the work. Like we don't do each other's work. Like we can advise, we can tell you what we see, but y'all gotta do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's healthy because the reality of that is I can't do your work and my work. Like I can't do all the work.
Listen,
Look,
that
I
is
got my
so true.
own work to do, bro. Like I ain't got time to be figuring your stuff out.
That is so
Here's
true.
what I see. Y'all have a nice night.
That's so
Hope
true.
it ends well. But my main thing is you have to do the work. You
Mhm.
have to. People say marriage is work all the time. Like it's not a joke. It is work. But
Mm.
I think marriage community allows for the work to be a lot lighter when there's other people there that can, figuratively speaking, like help you carry the load.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we already talked about being open, trusting
Yeah.
the people that's in your marriage community. I don't know if I have any more dues. Do you?
Um, I will enhance one last do.
Mhm.
And that's go out. I think especially for the couples that have kids, um, specifically like little kids, babies, toddlers, adolescents, preteens. A lot of times your life will be about children. And so if anybody knows about that life, it kind of, I don't know if it puts a strain on your marriage. It just makes the amount of work that you can put on your marriage, it kind of dissipates a little bit because all your time is focused on the kids. And so when you get an opportunity to have some adult time, like, and you go out with your friends, like we were saying, like, don't make every time you get together be about marriage. But don't make
Mm.
every time you be like that you're together, like be in a house, like go out and have a date night and then have a double date night sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to just be out with people and experience them out in the wild and
In the
be
wild.
and be with another couple just at a restaurant or go do, I hate this that I'm saying this, but like mini golf, just like some kind of other activity. Because again, I think it enhances those moments when you actually do have those vulnerable, tough conversations. You have history, you have good times, there's so much more foundation that's solidified when you can just be yourself out and about
Yeah.
with somebody.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think that that's a good like do's and don'ts list.
Sounds good to me. We hope you like this video.
We do. We gave you a solid 30.
Yes, if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. And we're gonna try to do this every week.
We gonna try.
We're gonna try. But one thing's for sure, we love marriage and we love you. Is that corny way to sound? It felt like corn, like popcorn just coming out. Like
We do love you guys, and we
yes,
do
we
love
do.
marriage. We just, yeah.
She was like, now that I think about it, yeah, it was pretty corny. So, but basically, I'm just saying that to say, we're gonna keep using this platform to push the marriage agenda, regardless. So,
me no having it.
so
Yes, but we do hope that you like the video. Share it with someone. If you watched it by yourself, watch it again with your spouse.
yes,
And if you had marriage community and you have some more do's and don'ts, please leave them also in the comments
Mhm.
because we can glean from that as well. And yeah, we hope you guys have a great night.
Yes. So, if you remember, try to meet us back here next Sunday around this time. We're gonna try to do this thing again.
Yeah,
Sound good?
sounds good.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.